Hello and welcome to the collapse experiment. I am back in the cabin waiting for it to warm up because we are in the middle of an ice storm that I had no idea was on its way. So that means no kids at school. Wife did not have to go to work because she's 15-20 minute drive to work, and I can tell you from going to my job this morning that it's not nice out. Even the one road, old US 131, also known as Mackinac Trail, not plowed at all. Thanks public servants, because we don't need to drive anywhere at noon. It's not like you didn't know this was coming. So anyways, to get to the story, yes, I know we're like a minute in, but whatever. NaNoWriMo, the organization, to me, I thought it was just something fun to do, but apparently this is an actual non-profit organization, which means I already have issues with it, but that's just me. I thought it was just this small community of people who had this idea of let's turn November into National Novel Writing Month. But no, it's a nonprofit, which in reality is just a money laundering operation for the people who yeah. So, it's been around for 25 years and it ceased operations due to financial issues. You're a non-profit that promotes writing books 1 month out of the year, and you're having financial issues. Well, what could have led to these issues? Yeah, let's see. So they've been struggling for the last 6 years, and they decided to partner with a website called Inkit, which had a lot of criticism, because apparently Inkit was well known for profiting off of young and unsuspecting authors. So anybody who has any talent and they go through Inkit, Inkit will suck the profits out of your work and you get nothing. Yeah, they took advantage of young and new authors, and great partnership there. I'm so glad you guys did your research, NaNoWriMo. So then, there's also the issue of a content moderator who apparently was running a smut site and was trying to coerce underage users of joining said site. NaNoWriMo. So yeah, they were accused of grooming underage users, and even though NaNoWriMo could not verify the allegations, they did shut down the forum anyway, just to be on the safe side, because, nothing was happening. Didn't prove anything. We just got rid of the moderator and shut down the forum. That's not an admission of guilt. So in the end, the big kicker ended up being a post that NaNoWriMo, the organization, shared, saying where they didn't support nor have anything against using AI for writing, which most of their members or users had a huge issue with. And their argument was trying to say that, there's some creativity, there's some aspects of it that could possibly help new writers to reach their full potential. But most people are going to look at it as like, this is something that you do. You don't hand it off to a program to do it for you. And just from writing this post for NaNoWriMo, they ended up having 2 board members that resigned afterwards. But again, they did nothing wrong. They're not supporting, they're not criticizing. They're just like, hey, for certain people who choose to use AI, us, we're just saying, like, we're not going to judge you. I have some serious issues with this, the whole AI thing. I have issues with NaNoWriMo, and I've talked about them before on this channel, but I'm happy to go over them again, because the whole AI thing, for one, it's writing, unless it's a business, like most of the crappy articles that you find online these days, where they seem to all have the same writing pattern and sound very similar, even though the author will be somebody completely different, but it's always worded very similar regardless of the topic. And it's always limited to, like, what, 300 words, which who's getting paid for writing 300 words? Get a real job. When it comes to writing, there's the work, the effort, the creativity, the rewriting again, the editing again, having somebody else edit it. There is a lot of work involved in creating that final project. And I have a feeling that a lot of people who engage in NaNoWriMo, and I tried it once, did not take for several reasons. I think a lot of them actually anticipate that they're going to have this polished piece of work that's going to be a masterpiece at the end of November. Which, no, you're not. No professional writer works like that, including the liar and said grapist Neil Gaiman, who was trying to say that Stardust, he wrote in one afternoon, pen to paper. I'm calling you out, Neil. You're full of shit. You're a liar. And we now know that you're a grapist. Okay? So these myths about writing and how to do it and how you can do it, I have a feeling it's just going to make things worse. And it's gotten to the point where even on Amazon, they're asking, like, cover art, writing. Is any aspect of your book that you're putting onto the site, does it have AI involved in the production of it? Which, of course, I have to click on no, because I do all my own work. I do all my own covers. I do all my own writing, editing. There isn't anything where I use AI. And if I'm looking at, like, a photo editor where I'm working on a cover, like, the first thing I look at is, does this program use AI? And pretty soon, every freaking program is going to use AI. And that's a huge problem. So, NaNoWriMo, no more. Now, for my reason, I do not like NaNoWriMo. I tried it once. This was years ago, Kalamazoo. I found a group. I can't remember if it was on Facebook or how I ended up finding it, but I found a group that was meeting. It was the only one in town. And they were, of course, meeting at a Starbucks. And the person who was running it, I don't know, am I using the right pronoun? They seemed really nice. I genuinely mean that. Like, the first get together, of course there's only 4 because it's in November, once a week, the first time everyone got together, which there was only like 3 or 4 of us, The person running it seemed okay. But as the month went on, the mental illness issue started to like really, really show itself. And I'm like, so these are the people that they find to run these things. Why? Why? So this person biologically was a girl, woman, acted like a girl. And they were gender fluid, which was a nice excuse to just start yelling at her girlfriend for using the wrong name, the wrong pronoun. And it was completely relationship abusive behavior, where it was clearly the only reason that this was happening was it was a control mechanism. There's one day, it was towards the end of November, so it was like the third or fourth meeting, and I don't remember if I went to the last one or not. I think I stuck it out, and I was just like, I'm never doing this again. We're sitting there, and the girlfriend said something to them. I'm just going to use them. And she turns and says, "Oh no, I'm blah, blah, blah today. And you need to address me by this." And I just looked across the table and I was like, how is she supposed to know that? How is anybody supposed to know that? Like, you're dressed the same. It's not like you put your hair back and tucked it in a hat to show that you think you're a guy today. So you're just being an asshole. And of course, the girlfriend was all like, it was a very messed up relationship. Clearly, the girlfriend, she was older than the other person. And I have a feeling that she was kind of looking at the whole situation of like, I have this younger chick who's interested in me. Meanwhile, the younger chick / them was like, I can control this person and take advantage of the situation because she knows I'm like the last best option she has. I'm telling you, it sounds like from just this, and I did not know a lot of this stuff before I found this article on Gizmodo, right? It sounds like NaNoWriMo is chronically run by assholes. So, here's my advice. If you want to write a book, sit down, shut up, and start writing. I don't care if you use pen and paper, a typewriter, a computer, if you're trying to get one of these new freaking gadgets I keep seeing where it's like, it's just like a typewriter, but it's digital. Just sit down, shut up, and write. Okay, you don't need NaNoWriMo. NaNoWriMo, like the moment I even heard about this stupid thing, I was like, I'll give it a shot. I don't know. Maybe I'll get a rough draft done in 30 days, which would be really freaking cool. But you know what? The best time I ever had writing at a fast pace and I was getting good quality work was, guess what? I was single. I kept my ass at home. I didn't have any bleeping money. And I had no other options. So I'd get home from work, I'd sit down at the dining room table, I'd get the laptop out, turn it on, and I'd spend the entire evening just plugging away. You don't need NaNoWriMo. You need some goddamn motivation and a swift kick in the ass, and maybe it helps being poor. It did for me. So yeah, NaNoWriMo, good job, no more. I hope it has something to do with the defunding of USAID. Okay, I really do. Because I'd like to see more of these dipshit nonprofit organizations just get freaking buried in the sand. Goodbye, NaNoWriMo. You won't be missed. Keep on typing.